and in our doing so, we did all manner of horrible things and revelry, sacrificing our children to these deities, um, having what they call sex magic rituals, which are just absolutely near abominable. And as a result, the 10 tribes were cast out of the land, leaving Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, which was really only two tribes. The only reason why it seems like three is because Benjamin was so small, it integrated with Judah or Yehuda. And then there was Levi, or Levi, which is the Kohen Gadol. Now, every tribe is almost accounted for except for the tribe of Levi or Levi. Why is this? I'll tell you why. Solomon, when he became king after his father, who is the king who caused the kingdom to be rent in the first place, meaning separated or divided, the 10 tribes from the two. When he became king, he went to the Most High and he said, listen, he said, I have this burden on me. I'm king over these people. I'm king of Israel. This is when Israel was one. He said, and I don't know what to do. What do I do? All I ask, he prayed and he beseeched the Most High and he said, all I ask is for the wisdom to judge these people, the wisdom to lead these people and do so with righteousness and do so correctly. And it told Shlomo or Solomon that because you didn't ask for riches, because you didn't ask for long life or the life of your enemies, I'm going to give you all the things that you didn't ask for, and I'm going to give you not only wisdom, but you will be the wisest man that ever lived, and there will never be one to rise up after you as wise, and none before, unto this day. I say all that to say this. There's no manner of astronomy, astrology, archaeology, biology, or anatomy, or math, any type of science or art, anything you can think of that Solomon didn't know. He could look into and peer into the future and see what was going to happen. He knew all manner of things. Was he all-knowing? No. There's only one who's all-knowing, and that's the master of all things. Or the master of the universe. But he was the closest to knowing these things in the earth. And because he knew, as a result of the kingdom being rent, that the 10 tribes would be cast to the four corners of the earth, and ultimately Judah as well, Yehuda as well, what he did was, he knew that there was an uninhabited land, and he took the Levian, and he told them, before King Cyrus came and the nation of Israel was taken over by Babylon, he said, go. Most of them, he told them to go to this land that was uninhabited, how to go, when the best time to go over the waters, and what to do. And they did so. And they stayed there. And this land, when they got there, was uninhabited, but it was good land, good fertile land. And we know these people today to be called Native Americans. Now, there's been a study done. Now, I know this from knowing. I channel. I astral travel. I beseech it. I beseech the Most High. And sometimes people say, well, how do you know this? How do you know that? And as a rule, I don't do the how do you know thing. However, because I do know, I'll say it. The University of Arizona did a study on the DNA of Native Americans, and it is a fact that they are the Levian. Now, here's a practical fact and not a scientific fact. During the time that the British came over and overtook the Indians, they never enslaved them. Now, when they came with different tribes. That's why you have Navajo, you have Choctaw Indian, you have all types of Indians, all different tribes, but they're still Native Americans, which are the seed of the Levian, and there's still different levels of the Kohen Gadol, because only the firstborns of the Kohen Gadol would work with the Ark of the Covenant at the time, which they didn't have when they were here. So something went awry in order for the Brits to come here and do what they did, to the extent that they did it to the Native Americans. And I'll get to that at another time. That's another story. But Solomon sent the Native Americans here so that they would not be subjected to the punishment and the subjugation that the 12 tribes of Israel, well, in this case, the tribe of Yehuda, would be subject to when they came. Now, the 10 tribes were dispersed throughout the four corners. When they were dispersed throughout the four corners, Judah was still in the land. When Yehuda was still in the land, they started to do the exact same thing that the other 10 tribes started to do, or had done, that caused them to be dispersed throughout the four corners of the earth. And the Most High said, "What are you doing? Not only did I not tell you to sacrifice your children to the Balaam and the Molech, but it never even came into my mind." That's major. I mean, it never came into my mind. This is what scriptures read. He said, you did what they did and worse.